Dane, my friend, good to see you.
All right, good to see you, John.
Dane, we were just catching up about all the points of commonality between us, including our love of wine, which we'll have to get to in a different conversation. But I'm with Dane McFarlin, who is president of Monecity. Dane, as I was saying to you prior, is 2020 being such a different year. Entrepreneurs have had to constantly evolve and change, specifically in some of the things that you're doing, and I'll let you get into that. Talk about 2020, the challenges that have kind of continued to pop up, and how you went about, kind of pivoting your company to get to Q4.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think, COVID threw a wrench in everybody's fan, because, where my anchor clients are in hospitality, everything from restaurants to hotels to healthcare. So when no one is going to events, no one's going to cities, everything's locked down. All of a sudden, where Monecity, being a procure-to-pay workflow efficiency platform and consultancy, now people actually are paying attention to that 1%. Initially, my goal is, let us come in and optimize your financial supply chain and see if we can just find 1% in these specific sectors. If we can find 1%, it's a win. Most people don't want to put in the time and diligence to put all those pieces together. So really communicating with the executives for these teams to get to Q4, saying, hey, look, now is the time where we just put our pedal to the metal and we use all the resources that are still not furloughed to optimize these processes and solutions. So when COVID is back, maintained, and people are out again, it's all optimized. We don't have to go through these old school processes. Let's get rid of paper. Let's digitize everything we can, so it's easier to manage and maintain. So
in Q4, lots of other things, right? Pandemic, political unrest in a lot of ways, just a lot of different things. But also we're trying to figure out how to, what does, vaccine day was yesterday. How as we try to encapsulate Q4, how's Q4 going? How are you wrapping up the year and beginning to look into 2021?
I'd be lying if I said, I don't have political fatigue. I mean, this entire situation is just brutal. But on top of that, with COVID, with everything, I mean, it's really just trying to stay optimistic. I mean, I've been lucky to have, 2 successful deals that essentially started in February, closed in the last 60 days, which have really been motivating versus, a lot of my other colleagues in the industry that, a lot of people are just have their foot on the brake, and it's just, you can't stop. I mean, you're going to find somebody in the consulting business, because a lot of people are just want a reason to say, no, let's, there's no business. There's not, it's just continue to get in front and make sure you can bring value in every single conversation. Every meeting has a purpose, so maximize it if you can. And that's all I could say to everybody out there that is trying to maximize Q4. But it's if it was easy, everybody'd do it, right? So
that's a great point. Great, both of those great points. 2021, right? Planning for 2021 may be different than it's ever been, because the planning we did in 2019 got thrown out in by March, right? How are you? You've got a couple of companies. How are you managing the planning process, and what are you guys doing as you prepare for next year?
Yeah, so 2021 is going to be a big one, and I know you mentioned, introduced me as president of Monecity, which is my anchor, and that's what makes things happen. But it also funds other ventures, fintechs, healthcare process improvement software that we'll be launching under Clarity Health Partners in January, which I'm very, very excited about. Maybe in the next interview, I'll explain that. But I think right now, if you're at home and you've been going through COVID and you're like, what do I do? I mean, there's shoot me a note. I can send you 20 different things on how you can, improve yourself, or at least create a side business doing something, because there's so much opportunity out there. It's just who's willing to do it. I like to say ideas are like assholes, right? Everybody has one, but nobody's going to actually come in and make it happen. So
that's it. Well, listen, man, I appreciate it. Dane, happy holidays to you, bud. I appreciate your willingness to come on and share some wisdom. We will catch up probably February, March timeframe, and just kind of see how things are going specifically with your new ventures, and look forward to seeing those come to life.
Sounds great. Thank you, John. Have a great weekend.
All right, bud.
All right, cheers.